welcome to It All Started with Tarot. Hope all is well in your neighborhoods. Alright guys, we're back. Temporarily. Permanently, who knows, we'll see. But I want to give you guys a reading. First of all, I'm going to give a reading and see what you guys are asking spirit or what you guys are looking for answers to. Alright? So we're going to start with that. Alright, spirit. What is the collective? What do they need information on? Or what do you want to tell them? Or what have they been asking that you want to tell them at this time? Okay, so I'm using these live tarot oracles. You guys might have to look that up, but anyhow, you might have seen them before from other people. Anyway, Spirit wants you guys to know. They said when it comes to your home and your stability, right? Some of you guys' inner child wounds are being triggered at this time when it comes to, or it's about a union, about this union that some of us been hearing about, or marriage or relationships. So we're going to talk about what everybody's been talking about, and either behind the scenes, quietly, amongst each other, and not around other certain people. They said when it comes to your homes and your family, what we're going through is to trigger you guys' inner child, okay? You guys can feel abandoned. You guys can feel scared, uncertain. You know what I mean? You feel like you want your mama died, with, for the lack of better words and phrases and quotes, right? When it comes to union, whether it's when you live in your job, within your home, within your family, within your community, or a particular relationship. Spirit says justice is coming, okay, collective, but it's coming after certain things have fell into place. When this falls into place, all right, or people want to know about a relationship too. Okay, hold on. Let me start over. So, what is called here, what's being called to be spoken about at this time, is about a home, a family, a union, right? Or your stability. They saying if this doesn't resonate with you, it may resonate with me, or it does. But they said when it comes to your home and your stability, it was supposed to trigger your inner child. This whole event that's been going on within me, within myself, if not the collective. So this union in your home, right, when it comes to a relationship, that they were saying was divinely orchestrated, or divine timing, or divine union. Spirit wants you guys to know about this. They want you to know about this. What they wanted you to know about these divine unions in this sacred space, okay? When it comes to these unions, they want y'all to, these twin flame, these soulmate unions, or this union that y'all been talking about, y'all need to know how sacred these unions are, okay? When it comes to the union, this is where the roots of everything started from. From history till now, it all started with these relationships, right? And all these relationships that we all have ever been, not all of us, was to trigger our inner child wounds, was the cause of some of our inner child wounds when it came to this relationship that they was calling soul contracts or soul partners and soul mates, divine couples, right? When it comes to this sacred space that a lot of us don't know about. Because in my opinion, if we don't know the real master and the real queen's name, how are we able to call a union divine, but you can't even come out with one name for the master or his true name altogether? So when it comes to our home and our stability in these relationships that they are now calling today divine unions, but they also have something to do with our past that we are now that has something to do with our past now history that we are now revealing and getting to learn about in the present. Because the past relationships are how we got where we are today. Alright? So Spirit saying when it comes to myself in the present and anybody else that's resonate with and the past, when it came to you in these relationships, they were supposed to be stable. They were supposed to be good, the land of milk and honey, pride and joy, bliss and happiness, or whatever else, right? But when it came time for you guys together, but somehow when you guys became in this union, you guys became isolated in your relationships, and as you was being isolated, these people started to again. You started detached from your inner child, or they began to isolate your inner child. You stopped playing, you stopped laughing, it stopped being joyful, it stopped being fun. Some of us didn't even feel safe with the partners we were with. You know what I mean? So they wasn't nurturing the inner child, which is, I think, that was blocking our creativity. You know what I mean? So it took away from our abundance. And these relationships were purposeful to do that. So say I do want to be honest, but I'm saying if we are of a melanated community is one child that, if we call ourselves a child as a collective, as a whole, when it comes to the whole wide world, we was the children that were neglected, abused, left out in the wilderness, left out in the cold, and felt abandoned, right? So, as we have in this establishment and this covenant that was made by one of our ancestors with the Divine Father, the Divine Mother, and the universe, and so on, that contract was broken purposely due to the relationships we were put in. Okay, which was to sever the contract that was made between our ancestors and the Father due to our relationships. So I guess in the present, as we are getting the clarity we need on these relationships and things like that, this is divine stepping in to right what was wrong or what was done wrong due to the manipulation, the magic. Because they saying if they using my situation as an example, you can already see how our ancestors were done. Because if our main focal point and focus at this time is our ancestors, right? So we are them and they are us. So if we are talking about them a lot and bring them up into conversation a lot, we are manifesting them, or we are moving in their frequency, their energy, or whatever. So, like they say, history repeats itself. History is also revealing itself, so that we can break this cycle, break this pattern of whatever happened to us in the past, which was some of us were in families, coming from families that had direct connections to, ascended masters, the angels, or whoever is working in the unseen at this time. Those contracts were broken due to us getting into relationships that was detach us from this connection that we had with Source, our ancestors. So, if we go back to the ancestors that was out here making a way and paving the way for us, some of them got bought out. Some of them sold their souls, you know what I mean? And which is some of our family members that we had to receive judgment for, that we are trying to right at this time, or is being revealed to us at this time. This is why you are seeing the divine step in the way it is, because those contracts are being null and void, and people are walking away from people that was to keep these contracts up and going. See, also they said a lot of us don't have memories of these things from our past lives, of our ancestors, and we didn't put the pieces together when it comes to these relationships. You know what I mean? These relationships that they put us in was actually meant to put us in bondage, was meant to put us in poverty and lack, as well as taking away our creativity and giving it to someone else, because they were ciphering off of your energy, and whoever you was dealing with was already had already sold their soul, made a contract, whatever, and was taking your energy, your ideas, and giving them to whoever, and you wasn't getting fed. Next thing you know, you getting left. You gave this person this idea. They done ran off into the hills with somebody else's, because some of that karma, some of them contracts, some of us going into karmic contracts with people, cycles, and not walking away from people, marrying these people, and things like that. And that's why, as far as me being melanated, I'm coming from this side of the track. I can't speak for everybody else. Not saying that it hasn't happened. So I'm not excluding the other races. I'm just talking from my perspective as being an African American black woman. You know what I mean? So it's telling you what my ancestors are communicating with me, and me being able to pick up the best to the best of my ability and give the message to you. So as we are sitting here healing, our past lives, trauma, karmas, relationships, and things like that, we are able to bring in our abundance, as well as our divine justice, as well as healing the karma for our ancestors. You understand? So that's why you are starting to hear about these contracts and these lands and all of these things, because you guys are making the adjustments to not go back into the karmic contracts that was stealing your abundance, that was stealing your creative ideas, that was stealing anything that was going to give your family generational wealth. So when divine comes, when they say that on my table, when it says divine timing and memories, there's a lot of harsh memories that a lot of us have. I'm not saying everybody. There's a lot of people that had good lives, good experience, good families, good upbringings. But when it comes to us as a whole nation, there was some key players here. There was some very important players that made some very wrong decisions that caused some hardships for a lot of us. And now, as the ancestors on the other side, or passed on, wants to bringing this judgment for us to receive our land, to receive the things that was taken, and us not giving the reward for, or giving the royalties for, because we was in relationships that we was programmed to be in, so we wouldn't even be looking for such things. The relationship was meant for you to be in a mindset of lack. Meaning, your husband having trouble getting a job, you having the trouble getting a job, y'all not seeing eye to eye. One not motivated, one is motivated. You feel me? One, it was curse or magic or mental manipulation, or as some would say today, MK Ultra, that was meant to keep you guys in this low vibrational mindset, which is also, when it comes to the nation of, or the melanated community, a crabs in the burrow mindset. You understand? Which was coming down from our ancestors in slavery days. So now that our ancestors are communicating with us, they want us to get out of that mindset where we have to step on each other's toes to get ahead, when it was us stepping on each other's toes that got us here in the first place. Again, I'm not excluding anybody, but I'm coming from a melanated woman who is a part of a melanated community that is sent here to explain how we got here, which many of you have asked from your kids, from you as kids, and now it's time for us to stop having each other's kids ask that question, and now it's time for us to do something about it. Now look, I'm not sitting out here active. I'm not out here marching like you guys. I'm just right now giving the message. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I'm better than you. I'm doing more than you. I'm just here to give you a perspective in order to manifest what it is that you want to see, and how you can come out of the lack mindset that the world is trying to put you in, and to understand why you're there. And the reason why you guys are in this mindset maybe of lack and struggle is because you're trying to come out when somebody's trying to keep you in. You have to break from the mental imprisonment that has been put on you since you was a kid, starting from the education system. We have to put this in our kids' mindset. When the world's trying to tell you you're poor, you have to know that you're rich. I heard a curse word, but I think that was just me. When you put the power in the hands that be, that's when your power gets taken away. So when I'm talking about this, going back to this union, this is the union that, in my personal experience, they wanted for me to have or get in to take my power away. Now, you all been hearing about this or know what I'm talking about, people who deal with the tarot community. They are showing you guys, again, as I said before, what happened to us. How we became divided, how we got our wealth stolen. Even the Most High was manipulated. If I'm not mistaken, he told me in the card session, he was distracted from us. He was put in a situation where he couldn't focus on us anymore. Like, yeah, he was deceived as well. So this didn't just happen from us. The Most High was put in a relationship, a situation, a partnership, a relationship where he was manipulated to have this cycle to continue to go on, because he was being distracted. If any tarot reader want to clarify that in your own way, I ask you to do so. Maybe you can help me understand what it was he was trying to say. But he said he had turned his back on the community because he had got involved in something. You know what I mean? So here we are. Everybody's trying to get back in alignment once again. So as we was trying to get back into alignment, they came in through the same situation on me and anybody else that understands what I'm talking about when it comes to a karmic relationship. If we was trying to wake up and you have your key players out here stuck and bound in toxic relationships, that sends the rest of the community into toxic community relationships as well as poverty. Now, I'm not saying I'm rich, okay? I'm just saying, as we're trying to get our minds right in order to come out and to be able to obtain it and sustain it. That's what they're doing with me. But before I even could get to it, they had already came up with a program to stop me from receiving. So if you see me going through this situation that I'm going through, what you think you're going to go through if somebody found out you route to receive your wealth? They're going to put somebody in your life to sit there and try to steal your wealth, give it to somebody that's probably in a karmic relationship in order to keep this karmic cycle going. Meaning, us being detached from source, us being in a lack mindset, us wanting to attack each other, whether that's us in a melanated community or any other one else, or any other type of nationality. It also stopped us from receiving our protection, our divine protection, getting in these karmic relationships, with the 101 red flags. You know what I mean? They go to school bus. Somewhere in here is confirmation. So this situation, when it comes to me being at home in solitude, was not just for me, being scared or insecure or a bitch or whatever, and you worrying about your money. That money that you would have had or received only would have continued to have you guys in a lack mindset. So as Spirit is saying, when you guys are going through these financial penny crunches, or what is it? Well, like y'all gotta like budget, and gotta, move y'all money around, and you gotta hold on for rainy days. They said if we gave you that money, if we would have gave y'all that money now, all you would have did was invested in the same people who've been having y'all stuck, bound, willing to do anything for money with a poverty mindset. So they like, we can't come in here and bless y'all with this new earth and this new abundance when y'all still thinking the same. Y'all think about the way y'all do about relationships. So if you already in toxic relationships, that means you're going to be in a toxic relationship with money. So what we going to come here and do and bless y'all in the midst of not only us just revealing the truth to you, but also showing you why money been stolen, how money been stolen, and who the people been stealing from you. And you going to continue to invest in the people who been stealing from you, keeping you in bondage, keeping you stuck, lying to you, telling you the truth. You just keep going through the same loop. So what they had to do is they had to hold up y'all money, and then they had to reveal y'all the truth. Only time y'all gonna listen to spirit is when y'all money funny. So now, as y'all are going through where y'all having to spend a lot wiser, make better investments in people, that means you're gonna have a steady flow of income. Because why? Because that means if you're investing in Jane, Bob, and Bill, and all, and Janaya, Mariah, and Sinai, or whoever, and all of them people know how to invest money. They stop investing in the wrong people. That means your money is coming back some way tenfold. We kept investing in people where our money just kept falling in pits, but we wasn't getting nothing out of it. And then when it would grow, it'll sustain for a while. But next thing you know, y'all coming out the hole, they charging y'all again. They charging y'all 10%, 20% every time y'all come up. And that's because y'all kept investing in the same people. You invested in the people in your relationships. You invested in people in business. And the reason why, because y'all wasn't dealing with y'all inner child wounds. Or you wasn't having to heal the ones from the past. Or you wasn't having to heal you had to deal with your mom and dad inner child wounds. You had to deal with your sister inner child wounds. Then next thing you know, they projecting that stuff on you. So now you gotta get you in this mindset that was orchestrated by the people you was dealing with, because all of these people was dealing with their inner child wounds and you wasn't. Excuse me. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't investing in people. You was investing in unhealthy people, and you was investing in unhealthy businesses. So Spirit said, okay, let us reveal it. Now it's time for us to reveal the truth. Because like y'all said, y'all was getting tired of some shit. So now Spirit wanted to put, your girl on display because she thought this would be a good idea for, you guys to reconnect with Source and the ancestors. But she was in some bullshit too, before she even got involved with this community, you and whoever. So now that the truth is out, y'all might want to make be more wiser when it comes to your investments now. Who you're investing in. And who you're investing in as a community. Because all of us, again, it don't matter what community we come from, it all makes the same money. Green. Right? And everybody is worried about the stability. As I said before, we still in the same term, but then what happened, when they wanted me to stop talking, and when they wanted to bring this change, they tried to put me in a situation where I wouldn't talk about this, I wouldn't talk like this, I wouldn't give you this information, and it would expose the people that's being exposed today. So when it comes to this partnership was to stop y'all from receiving y'all abundance so y'all can continue to make these people rich while you continue to struggle and stay poor. So when it was time for me to go in the corner and be quiet, as they said on 30 Dance, nobody puts baby in the corner. You know what I mean? That's what the Most High said. That's what the Divine Mother said, my ancestors said. Nobody puts baby in the corner. But my job was to come expose to you guys the truth. Because If you continue to invest in the negative, how you gonna come out with a positive? You're not, because it's going to be a negative and a negative, and the only positive is going to equal is for the people who've been lying to you, stealing from you the whole time. Overcharging you for stupid stuff, overcharging you for purses, overcharging you for cars, overcharging you for what? Everything. And the Most High, didn't I say in the song, he said, I'm taking my back? Because they've been overcharging y'all for all his stuff, for some of the stuff that they was investing in that they shouldn't have been investing in the first place. So if they robbing you, next thing you know, they getting robbed because somebody charging them, they got money, somebody charging them $50 for a popsicle. Somebody charging them $40 for a $12 rug. That's where y'all money been going. People come up, they overcharge. They overcharge the rich for simple shit. They don't overcharge the rich, overcharging you because people overcharging them for shit that only takes $5 to make. And the people who should be getting paid the most is the ones who transport all this. They're airplane people, the truck drivers, the bus drivers. Anybody that helps get that stuff to you is the ones that should be getting paid, and the benefits should be out the ass. They should have everything they want and have no complaints and be the most comfortable people. But I don't think all of them can say that. You know what I mean? That's how deep the rabbit hole can go. But I'm just hitting the surface of it. You know what I'm saying? That's how. If you understand what I'm saying, how we got here, where we come from, because I'm getting lost. But you know what I'm saying? It's about control. It was about controlling you. It was about them being controlled. It was about everybody's journey. And Spirit is saying it's time for change. Yes, it's time for the situation to be balanced out. It's time for them to stop overcharging y'all for simple and for people stop charging rich people for shit that only costs like $10 to make. They out here robbing you and didn't want them to get robbed. They was getting robbed too. People was lying to them and they was lying to you. And so when it came time for somebody to come and reveal that, they try to create a whole fake ass relationship just so this person can stop y'all, stop them, because they scared they was gonna lose something, but they was losing anyway because they had to steal from their own people to stay rich. You feel me? It's the whole situation is about stealing. Because everybody's been stealing when they don't have to. Because why? The Most High said this about shit. You ain't gotta steal. That's why he exposing all these people to you. That's why they asking y'all to stop investing in the wrong type of people. Y'all, we gonna invest in the wrong relationship. They steal our energy, they steal our money, they steal our creativity, and some of them steal our goddamn lives. I'm just saying, you rich people, y'all go get married. Next thing you know, you 6 feet under because you done drunk something you ain't have no business drinking because you had some damn secret ass insurance policy put on you. But no, y'all want to come against us. Y'all want to keep us quiet. We saving your lives. The ancestors, your ancestors, these rich people ancestors, they forgot about help them get the money. Then when their ancestors trying to communicate with them from the dead, they were like, don't talk to the dead, it's demonic. But you was sitting up there spending their money. But when they sound like when they sound like their grandma really talking through one of them, they're like, oh, you need to dim her channel. You need to shadow ban her channel. She's telling too many secrets. Yeah, your grandma pissed. Your granddaddy mad at you. Your mama, your sister, your cousin want to tell you about something. And all these people are sitting up here trying to say that people was out here doing their job honestly don't deserve to get paid or get the rightful credit that's due when somebody's really speaking to them, through them, for you. What? There was people actually out here trying to stop that. That's crazy. You be sitting up here and be like, I wish I could talk to my mom. I wish I could talk to your dad. There's people that didn't want you to talk to your dad. So think about it. If they don't want y'all mom and dad communicating through us right now, what you think the spirit been waiting for this whole time? And why you think we here today the way while we was living in the situation we was, because we was disconnected from source. What they wanted to do, anybody that got a gift like mine, they put you in a relationship so you get detached from them all over again. So spirit don't come and reveal to y'all some real shit because they stay feeding you fake shit all day. You feel me? Like when I was over here hanging with certain people, I was trying to tell them something. Yo, they went and joined the team they chose to partner with, came against me for speaking the truth. I was just like, I was hurt. I was like, what? And I had a friend tell me a long time ago. She's very gifted. She's more gifted than I am. Her name is her initials is TK. I don't know if she want me to say her name, but she didn't want her mama was gifted, and she didn't want me to tell the gift because she said they knew they would get attacked for their gifts. They knew that before I even hit YouTube. They told me before I even came to YouTube, they didn't want nobody to know they was gifted. Because they knew that people was going to come against me for it. I was like, man, people would love that. So I was like naive and dumb. Still a little stupid, but still. I'm just telling y'all what's really good, like what really happened. I had to go sit down and be quiet. I had to go sit down and be quiet, get myself together, mature a little bit, just so I can come out here and talk to y'all and make some sense. But yeah, that's one scenario, is that everything that's happening, y'all, is because everything that's being revealed to y'all is because y'all want it. Y'all want the truth. And because you are ready to handle it. You know what I mean? Everything y'all been through was maturing y'all. You know? It was getting y'all in a place where when the truth finally sets and the truth finally comes, you be like, you know what? You got it. You know what I mean? You got it. Because we done tried A through Z. We done did everything. And nothing else was working. So we going to just get the will to God, get the will of the Spirit, get the will of the ancestors, because we fucked up. You know what I mean? We messed up. We made bad choices and bad decisions in people, places, things, and sometimes money, if not a lot of times. So when I was like, hello, when I came knocking, I was like, hello guys, Spirit's here. The ancestors is here. There was already people on that, they was already on that with the ancestors, but Spirit had me come in, add a little bit of drama to it, and then everybody started listening. So now, it is what it is. Y'all done learned about black magic. Y'all done learned about black magic. Y'all done learned about numbers. Y'all done learned about angel numbers. Y'all done learned about crystals. Y'all done learned about red flag, sign, star alignment, moon, manifest. Y'all done learned about so many things since we've been going through these, last 10 years? Y'all might not know, but you've been on this journey with me too. Y'all done got out of relationships. You're single, you're at peace. Some of y'all still in them toxic relationships, but you still hear people saying you need to let it go, you need to let this go, you don't want to see your kids going through it. Y'all done seen it. The key word. What is the key word for the last 10 years? What has been the key word? Anybody want to answer that? I give you 5 seconds. What is the key word that is on our tongue, that has been on our tongue, that's almost on our tongue every day? And it's 5 letters. It begins with a K. Karma. Yes, class. Yes. We know karma, and we know that is big, okay? We we know karma so well, bruh. We say it in a conversation. You be sitting around the table with your friends, and you be talking about one of your friends and what they going through and what they did and what they discussed to you, what they was doing. And I know y'all done said, that's karma. You know that's karma. I mean, our vocabulary is already, it's what it is. It's adapting to the frequency. It's adapting to the change. We know karma. We know when somebody's getting it. We say when they get it. And that's what it's been all about. The karmic cycle, this karmic chain that we have been breaking. And these people trying to put me in a union for to continuing this to go on, or for this to continue, and for this to continue to go on. And that's why it feels like things can't stay hidden, because divine is here. Your ancestors is here. You're breaking your karma and theirs because they gave it to you. That's why they don't want you to give your karma to your kids. But no, they wanted me to go sit down and shut me down because I didn't want to go into a karmic cycle that has done this to us for generations after generations. Shut all my platforms down just to go into a karmic cycle so we can continue to stay in this karmic loop, so the melanated community don't get the justice that is due to them. So if you so-called know that I'm connected to source and I'm a messenger, they put me in a karmic cycle. Where y'all think y'all going? Why do you think that all this chaos and stuff is happening? Because somebody was trying to tell y'all, they're here. They're here, both. And Trump is going to be used by spirit whether he like it or not. He think he on the devil's team. No, he about to be on spirit's team whether he wants to or not. So he might as well just go ahead and let that tug of war go. Trump is on our team. If he ain't on it yet, he on the way. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Y'all can confirm that later for me or not. But anyway, I'm still in the fight, gang. I'm not giving up. I haven't given up. I'll be back. Give y'all readings. Listen, my motto is I give readings for people who do and not the people who don't. If you don't want your business told, the spirit won't. But if something happens to you, don't look over here like somebody didn't want to tell you. So your ancestors didn't want to warn you, because you got some. Alright, y'all. So with that being said, that is the end of our messages for today. I don't know when I'll be back. It's not going to be next month. It's going to be next month. But not like at the end of it. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy yourself. Bye.